TIFU by being curious and sticking my head in the banister. TIFU by sticking my head between the banister poles. This happened to me. 22F. Yesterday. I'm home for the holidays at my family's place. And they have this old metal banister. The banister is made up of thick metal poles. Not up to code. That extend from the stairs to the ceiling. For some reason, I got the idea of trying to stick my head between the poles. Every time I walked past the bars, the same idea would pop into my head. I began to place my face against it to get a rough idea of if it would fit. Much to my surprise, my head actually did fit, but it got a little tight by my ears and temple. Still extremely curious, I waited for my family to leave the house for work. I work remotely. Around 3 p.m. I decided to try it, bringing some butter with me just in case. I never expected anything to go wrong though. I walked up to the bars and placed my butter beside me. I grabbed onto the bars and began to push my head in. Just as before, it was a little tight by my ears, but I kept pushing anyway. And suddenly, my head was through. I was actually a little proud of myself for getting it in. The pride quickly vanished as I realized I couldn't get my head back out. I tried to not worry at first, moving up and down, twisting around and pulling the bars. But nothing seemed to work. A little panicked now, I grabbed the butter and spread it on my ears and the bars. I pulled with all my might, but my head wouldn't budge at all. I must have spent at least 30 minutes trying to get my head out. I was very flustered and covered in butter. After about 45 minutes of struggling, my family started to arrive home. Much to their amusement, they found me stuck in their railings. After they laughed for a while, they decided to help me pull the bars. But, even with them pulling, I still couldn't get my head out. They began questioning me as to why I ever stuck it in there in the first place. Eventually, after an insane amount of time, lubricant, Crisco, grease, baby oil, and 3 people pulling on each side, I was able to slip my head out. Doctor, I wanted to try and stick my head between the banister. I got really stuck and needed a lot of help. What have we learned today? When you're giving the banister's head, make sure you have the lubricant ready from the start. What are you doing, step banister? Quote. What you experienced are intrusive thoughts. Normally people don't act on them, because they involve you doing something dumb or dangerous. Most people never act on them. But in your case you actually planned around it. You dove head first into the void. This used to happen at the fence to my primary school all the time. You need to turn the person around, so their back is facing the floor. Then they can get out as easily as they got in because their ears are the right way around. I actually laughed out loud. I'm a little skeptical about being a true story, but well done. A family with low engineering skills? A rope towel twisted around neighboring bars would work, if no pipe clamps are around. The good old, I just wanted to see if I could, thumbs up light skin tone. I think I've seen this clip. It was your stepfamily, right? This is the best thing I've read this year. Thank you for sharing, kind internet stranger. I had the same thing happen to me, except the fire company had to use a saw to cut my head out from the railing. Oh, and I was only 4 or 5. You gotta resist the intrusive thoughts. In walks step-brother, and you even bought lube. I mean, my cousin did this at the mall when he was like 5. But he has the excuse of being 5. Be honest, you'll do it again, won't you? There's an episode of Full House where DJ is babysitting and this same thing happens, lol. You lost all plausible deniability by bringing the butter with you. Most of us try this at a much younger age. For me, if I can get my ears through, the rest of me will also fit through. Got yelled at by somebody in the neighboring building for squeezing through the fence to take a shortcut last summer. You're an idiot. That being said, fear is the only reason this hasn't happened to me. And I've come damn close on multiple occasions. LMAO. I had a similar incident, except it was a staircase banister. They were made of wood and I was 4 years old. Excuse me for a moment. I need to step outside.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.